películas.
¿Qué películas?
¿El qué?
Me vi la 1, pero no me gustó.
Yo no la he
Yo
visto.
no me la he visto.
Yo tampoco.
Tienes que verlas.
¿Os habéis visto Wonder?
Wonder.
No. es que-
¿La del libro?
Sí.
la que tiene la cara deforme.
Es que no quiero verla, me he leído el libro y no quiero ver la película.
Bueno, tampoco es tan exagerado, pero mola.
Esa que le hacen bullying por tener la cara deforme.
Sí. ¿Qué veis en YouTube?
¿Qué ves en YouTube?
Todo. Bueno, youtubers.
¿Qué youtubers?
¿Cuál?
Luna Ángeles. ¿Tú qué youtubers ves?
Yo qué sé, no sé, ahora no se me ocurre.
Yo es que no veo youtubers, yo escucho música. Por YouTube, Spotify.
Yo no cojo
YouTube.
mi móvil, pongo los cascos y escucho música.
Yo no, yo busco un convertidor de YouTube a MP3 y me lo descargo. O sea, lo paso al ordenador y me lo paso a mi móvil.
¿A qué juegos juegas en el móvil?
¿Al sandbox ese feo o qué?
Yo también.
Yo no, me he borrado.
Pero en verdad me parece divertido eso. Ay, mira. Si esto es
Yo
el...
me lo he borrado.
Hay un de estos que yo tenía que era... Iba de un gatito, sí.
¿Gatito?
Sí, un gato.
Yo tengo un gato.
Que pues tú tenías que ir pintando el de esto. Es como el sudoku pero con colores.
Ya, porque hay juegos que te dicen que si tienes una cuenta de Facebook, no sé qué.
Te dan cosas, tío, en plan,
Sí.
la voy a crear.
No, yo utilizo la de mi madre.
Pero ya no lo utilizo.
Nah,
Yo no tengo
Yo
Snapchat.
utilizo WhatsApp porque petan mucho los chats.
Yo no tengo.
O a mí no, nadie conocerá a mí.
Y no voy a ir a ningún sitio.
Hay personas que cada dice, oh, tengo un suscriptor más. Y yo en plan, oh, tengo una vida personal más. Tengo más vida que tú ahora.
Storytelling generates a metaphor for teenagers to dive into and make sense of the world. Quoting fan activist Andrew Slack, fantasy is not an escape of our world, but an invitation to go deeper into it, and to which we add, and an invitation to learn as well. Because teenagers get so lost into the materials, they don't tend to be aware of their own learning processes, of the amount of knowledge and practical skills they can develop, and of how they build their identities as they spend time in those story walls or hanging out in peer communities.
For example, by going deep into the Avengers, teenagers might showcase acute understanding of the inner workings of such a complex narrative world. Also, they can spot how creators transform the classic superhero genre conventions through different media scenarios that stem from the original. At the same time, they might assess the quality of the art in the comic books. Not to mention, they can apply those same narratives and aesthetic values when sketching their own characters.
Today we have a special activity. We have already finished the first part of our comic. Do you remember how did the comic finish? Mark?
The story of Super Punk. Oh, God.
Yes. Super Pie had a mission, you remember? He had a mission to answer to 5 questions. About what? Now, the questions were about how school works, right? And he handed in the report to Steve, and Steve told him, I can tell you the story of your family, but there is one thing that Steve could not tell Super Pie. What was the thing that Steve cannot tell to Super Pie?
Because he's young.
He's young, so he cannot tell him his story, yeah? Because it doesn't exist yet. Super Pie has to create his own story. So this is what I will ask you today, to create your own story, to create a little comic about you. Okay? Well, to help you, I bought a special hat. This is my thinking hat. Yeah? When I need ideas, I put it on. Yeah? And then I have great ideas. And I brought more objects, like I brought this. There are many. There is one for each person. The first thing you will have to write are weaknesses. Things that you can't do, but you would love to do. Yeah, they can be realistic, like singing, or not. For example, maybe you would like to fly. Yeah? Then, on the second page, this one, you draw your superhero. Now, the comic must contain one magical object, and it must contain a message. Each group has a different alphabet. You have to write, to encode the message using this alphabet and using the other instruction that I give you. Yeah, that's a secret instruction. When you are done with the comic, we'll switch tables so that you have to read the message of one of your peers.
Broadly speaking, we can approach narrative as a tool to apply to a myriad of concepts and situations, no matter how scary and challenging they may appear at first. If we envision ourselves as an average student, perhaps our particular dragon to slave comes in the package of mathematics. Math is among the hard ones of the school curricula, but it shares plenty of tenets with narrative. An epic story might have a conflict for the characters to solve, the same way a difficult problem or equation has a variable for students to solve too.
So our teacher Mario Fada is suggesting an activity that encourages students to apply the basic structure of a story and build their own characters, all of it while trying to solve a mathematical mystery. And what about the media platform used to tell this story/problem? A comic book, of course. On the one hand, the students will have the chance to display their production and narrative skills, and in at least 2 media languages, written and visual. On the other hand, teachers will get a glimpse into the students' media and cultural background in order to set up more enigmas based on their everyday interests.
Este tipo de actividad, la experiencia me muestra que es más motivadora para los alumnos, porque de un lado puede incluir cosas personales de ellos que ellos no se esperan, y menos en una clase de mates que normalmente es una cosa bastante aséptica, bastante lejana, ¿no? Aquí en cambio pueden venir a clase y descubrir que aquel día hay una clase igual dedicada a uno de ellos, y eso hace que participen más activamente. También hace que puedo crear más situaciones donde se crea un diálogo más activo. Por ejemplo, en una actividad puedo ponerme de acuerdo con uno de ellos y hacer que la clase sea basada en una interacción entre él, que puede ser el mismo como alumno, pero también al mismo tiempo un personaje del cómic.
As surfaced in our research, students feel a large disconnect between their everyday media practices and teaching methods. By bringing characters and story worlds into the classroom and effectively using them as metaphor for learning, teachers will have another powerful tool to contest this issue.
For the Transmedia Literacy Research Team, keywords here are familiarity and affect. Students are seeking for a continuum between home and school that compels them to learn based on meaningful reference points and experiences. This way, students add an extra value on those skills that they already know and discover other potential uses of their 4-day and 2-day in and out of school. If you want to keep updated about Transmedia Literacy Project, please visit the research website or follow us on Twitter.